So my thoughts on the Vanishing of the Bees documentary, I found it to be quite interesting and quite informative. One of the first things that caught my attention was the fact that on average, beekeepers lose 30% of their hives every single year. Like what? Every year they lose 30% of their hives. Like, I can't imagine the amount of stress and anxiety that these beekeepers must be feeling, because I feel for them. Like, they have to go and they have to split their hives in half and then add a queen bee just so that they can try and prevent colony collapse disorder from occurring. Like, that is crazy to me. This is a huge issue. One of the other things actually that I wanted to talk about was holistic beekeeping, and I really liked this idea, and I liked what they were doing with the fact that they were trying to get more people involved in having, let's say, one family or one person owning and having one hive compared to one person having 500 hives. And I think this is definitely a more sustainable route for the honeybees, compared to where they have to go and transport these honeybees from other countries into the United States to try to account for all of the disappearing honeybees, which is a very unsustainable act. The use of systemic pesticides and the fact that EPA in the United States and the Environmental Protection Agency is not doing anything is shocking. Because when other countries in Europe, like in France, are taking the precautionary step and being like, we need to figure out what the problem is, we need to solve it, we need to make sure that the honeybees are safe and protected, and we're doing that. Whereas in the United States, they're just like, they're being influenced by the chemical companies that are producing these systemic pesticides, and no one seems to care. Like, these beekeepers these beekeepers are not being protected. They're not being protected by the Environmental Protection Agency that's supposed to be. The Environmental Protection Agency is corrupted. They are being, like, it's just shocking that these beekeepers have to fight alone. They're fighting all alone with really no support in the United States, and it's a huge issue. A huge issue in the States. So the fact that these beekeepers have to fight alone is something that should not be happening. They should be fully supported by the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. They should be backing them up, and they should be stopping and banning the use of systemic pesticides. So I just wanted to bring up a couple of alternative solutions to these issues. One of the things that I actually thought of was maybe making an enticing looking hive, so that maybe it would make more people interested into buying a hive of their own. Maybe these hives could look more maybe more like nature and have more of a painting on them, something that people would really be drawn to. Another thing that I thought of was having a celebrity endorse this issue and helping to save the bees and draw awareness. And I think a huge way to draw awareness, especially to draw youth and young people to this issue, would be through social media marketing awareness. So having advertising on social media would be a huge benefit, because a lot more people would become interested, these young people, that this issue is really going to be prevalent for them and they need to understand this. It's going to be something that they really need to understand, and this could pick up a lot of traction and making for a large group of people trying to go and persuade policymakers like the EPA to go and say, you need to ban these systemic pesticides so that these honeybees can survive and thrive, and so that these issues like colony collapse disorder will stop happening and stop occurring.